again, they have this stigma that like the squats and deadlift are like the end all be all. It's like no, they're not. Like
they're important.
They're important,
but it's not going to make or break how good you are at jiu-jitsu.
Yeah, no,
because you can deadlift 400 pounds and still get choked.
Yeah,
you know. Look, the biggest thing for me is I'm trying to expose my athletes to as many movements as possible to give them the largest amount of what's called degrees of freedom, right? So the idea is movements linked to each other. Right, so if let's look at a Turkish getup, right, and let's take away the fucking kettlebell for a second.
Okay.
The elbow roll up, right, to then the low sweep into that half kneel, and then the split squat to get up.
Okay.
If you think about every movement that happens in a getup, think about how many times you've been put in side control.
Same thing.
Immediately, as soon as I said it, you were like, "Fuck, same thing." Exactly, right? Elbow roll up, basing, putting my hand out, right?
Right.
And you could stand up on a single, right? Like a side bend get up, like getting up from here, right? Bam, and popping up, coming up on a single. Right? All of those things, like they do while grabbing somebody. Do it outside of grabbing, and it's weird how they start to correlate. They're like, oh shit, this is what I do when I grab somebody, because they're not inherently aware that these two things are connected.
Yeah. They're not understanding their own movement. They're
doing jiu-jitsu.
They're doing jiu-jitsu, yeah.
And then you realize, oh, all this shit can happen without me having to strangle somebody. And then there's this connect the dots moment that takes a little bit where they're like, coño, on my back, this perception of this idea of these points of support and how my body moves, this is what happens to me on the mat. And I'm not saying that's going to inherently make them better at jiu-jitsu, because that's the biggest misconception in strength conditioning is I make you better at your sport. No, you make yourself better at your sport by doing your sport. What I do is improve performance variables. I can make you jump higher. I can make you stronger. I can potentially make you run faster. But if you played football, I can make you catch a ball better. That's you.
That's you. That's your skill. Yeah,
that's 100%. And that's evident like in any sport. Like I don't make you better at your sport. I make the variables that could potentially make you better at your sport. I can improve them. But I can't make you a fucking winner. Like if you're a jiu-jitsu guy who always gets caught by a fucking head and arm choke.
That's on you.
And I make you better at fucking deadlifting. You started with me, you're deadlifting 200 pounds. By the time you're done with me, you're doing 315. Guess what? You're still getting head and arm choke. What's the problem? That deadlift? No, right? Your awareness of the fucking head and arm choke. So that's the big like lie in strength and conditioning. Oh, I'm gonna fucking make you better at your sport. No. You're gonna make them potentially better athletes.
Yeah, right? And I actually look at it. It's not even that. I look at it as more like you make them a better human, and by making them a better human, if they have any type of ability for their sport, their ability will be then affected in a positive nature. Yeah, that's the way I look at it, because I've noticed now, like with training enough people myself, and then me now doing jiu-jitsu for a while, I'm noticing it's the repetitive pattern in one direction. Because any sport, you're going in one direction. Whether you're playing tennis,
except combat sports,
to some extent,
a lot of dominate or left dominate.
Right, but what I'm talking about is grappling. Grappling is a little bit more just a lot of everything's flexed, spinal flexion, shoulder flexion. Internal rotation, everything's in, because that's how you protect yourself. Where it's like, yeah, that's great to protect yourself, but you don't walk like that. You don't get out of a car like that.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying, and that's where you get with the old school black guys that are like that.
You just brought up a really interesting point that I didn't think of. That idea of like that internal torque, right? Like I'm just like fucking constantly here.
Yeah.
Right? And that's why they get these kind of ideas. But what I'm saying is, fighting is such a natural thing that we've done for fucking eons since we've evolved as fucking human beings.
Right.
We never fucking hunted an animal playing tennis. That's what I'm getting at, right? Like tennis is not a natural.
That's a good way of thinking about it. Yeah.
Neither is basketball, right? Which is why they have so many asymmetrical injuries, right? Like these overuse injuries. Jiu-jitsu, you don't inherently get an overuse injury unless you're grabbing the gi. You might get some joint injuries and shit like that. But the injuries you get from jiu-jitsu are you didn't tap quick enough.
Yeah.
They're acute, and they kind of just fucking add up. Like right now, my fucking neck is miserable because I got fucking darsed 2 days ago. I got darsed like fucking 6 times.
Right.
So fucking getting that neck cranked, I'm a little sore.
Right.
But the idea of grappling is a very natural kind of movement, right? It's something we're designed to fucking do. Like our body is designed to do that shit.
We're designed to basically fight each other. It sounds crazy, but it's kind of true.
For fun, or whether to protect food.
Food or kill thy neighbor.
Or kill the guy so you can bang a chick. Like that's the whole thing. So you can bang a chick. So
you can bang a chick. I like that. You got to read the rewards.
Yeah, that's the whole thing. But like when you think about the other stuff, football, basketball, no, we're able to do that because our brain grew fast enough that you have a fridge that's full of food. You don't have to go out and hunt anybody, right? So we live this very nice life with air conditioning, and we play football to play football. We can do it because we want to. There's no fucking gorilla out in the wild playing basketball. A gorilla fucking eats, it fights, and it fucks. That's it. And that's what we did millions of years ago, right? So jujitsu is just an evolution,
bro.
Right?
EFF, baby.
Dude, one of the
some folks.
Look, a preponderance of evidence. Like if you look at any grappling art, that's like a very thorough grappling art, any striking art.
Right.
Muay Thai, boxing, left way, kickboxing, karate, whatever. What do they all have? A jab. They all have a straight cross, right? A variation of it.
Yeah, some variation of it.
Right?
Yeah. Right.
Fucking Thai boxing is in that fucking area of Thailand, Burma, all those countries. Boxing, Europe and the United States. Those two places never really got together.
They just...
So somebody in fucking, like a European country was like, damn, this is a great tool to use.
Right.
And some other fucking cocksucker in Thailand who never met the guy in Europe was like, damn, this is a fucking great tool to use. Think about how perfect those movements are. That people in different parts of the world at different times all came to the same conclusion without ever meeting each other.
Well, I never really thought about it. That's actually very, very true.
And the same thing in grappling. You got a double leg in judo. You got a double leg in wrestling, right?
Yeah.
You got a hip toss in wrestling. You got a hip toss in judo. You got a single leg. You got all these movements that are pretty much the same fucking thing. Even like control positions and pins are the same, and people that have never met. Now, when you look at historically, yes, Japanese, they started around, they went to Brazil, they taught all these things, but you still had like luta libre and shit like that was doing it probably without ever encountering anybody.
Right. In other words, the basic framework has been there, and until only within the last like 50 years, people didn't talk each other the way they talk each other now.
Yeah.
So how did they come to that?
Yeah.
It's basically been just built into who we are.
It's ingrained in our fucking DNA.
Yeah. That's
right? And it's my argument for the gym at all the time. And I'm not telling people not to go to the gym. I think it's important that you go to the gym. But it's that. You don't see anything other than a human being at the gym. When the fuck do you see a chimpanzee? And a chimp will grab you. Have you seen the video of the guy like in the cage and he walks up to the chimp and it fucking grabs him? Like collar grabs him and brings him up, and the guy's trying to like break the grip and he can't, and then it grabs him by his ankle with like his foot and then grabs him again and just pulling him in. And the chimp is like fucking like 10 times stronger than we are.
Yeah.
This guy's gonna have a miserable fucking time. And it's like, the chimp doesn't go to the gym.
He doesn't go to the gym. He just hangs out. He just hangs out on a tree.
And he deadlifts more than both of us. And he deadlifts more than both of us, And it's just like that shit. And honestly, the first time I heard that was they did an interview with Erwin LaCour, and they asked him, he did something for like Men's Health. It was like the workout that the world forgot. And it's like this guy just running outside, lifting fucking rocks, swinging through trees, like shit like that. And some guy's like, why? Why? And he goes, have you ever seen an out of shape eagle? Or an out of shaped fish, or an out of shape lion, or an out of shape monkey? In a zoo. But not out in the wild, right? They're never fucking out of shape. Why? Because they do what they're designed to do. What are we designed to do? We're designed to live shit. We're designed to fight. We're designed to work together. We're designed to just do that. And doing that, and that's what goes back to what I said earlier, just doing that alone will make you stronger, will make you more agile, will make you, put on size, whatever the goal is. Because that is a result of you practicing how you were designed to fucking move. Versus the other way around. I'm going to go to the gym and focus on strength.
Yeah, it makes no sense.
It's like, it makes sense, but you've limited yourself to this one idea. Versus if you just did everything, you can reap all the benefits.
Yeah, it goes back to what I was saying earlier, that this guy that was GSP's coach was talking about the believing in like not ever really being sore. Like you need to do movement so consistently and so often that it's just what you do. It's not like, I'm trying to do like my max. It's like, why? Like it doesn't make any sense. And hey guys, thanks for tuning in. I hope you liked that clip. And if you'd like to see another clip, please go here. Or if you'd like to watch the full episode, you can also go here.